Michelle. Welcome to Krav Maga at Yale. Today we're going to be learning an introduction to kicks and elbows. Let's learn some kicks. Kicks in Krav Maga are in theory pretty similar to punches. There is an analog to the jab and the cross in that there is a fast and powerful kick. The first one we will be learning is the fast kick. It's called the front snap. Starting in a position that you're very familiar with, the front stance, and with the left leg in front, we are going to be practicing the front snap kick. In the front snap kick, your weight is transferred to your back foot and your front foot lifts up a little bit. Let's just practice that. Just lift, lift up. And then when you're going down, you're going back into a really solid front stance. So, you're like this, and then you've quickly transfer the weight onto your back foot, and you're going to snap your foot out and then bring it back. So in a slow version, it goes like this. However, what I just did is wrong for several reasons. First of all, it's very slow. The entire power of the front snap kick is the fact that it is, well, a snap, you know? So you're going to want to go about at that speed. For that to happen, you need to be very familiar with the movement. So just be able to transfer the weight onto your back foot, straighten, bend, and down. You're impacting kind of with this part of your foot, not the edge of your toes, not your heel, though I suppose you could heel if the height is appropriate. There aren't really such strict rules to Krav Maga, so you can kind of choose whatever suits you best, but you don't want to injure yourself. So with the front snap, also, this is wrong. You really want to impact and put all of your force into the actual hit rather than slamming down onto the ground. So you'll notice that when I put my foot down, it's actually pretty quiet because I exerted all that force into the kick. That is not to say that I should detract from my speed. It should still be very fast and pretty powerful. Okay. Let's try it on the other side. I'm going to stand with my right leg in front, and I'm going to transfer my weight onto my back foot, my left foot, and lift my right foot up a little bit, foot flexed, straighten, bend, and down, back into the front stance. Doing that again a little bit faster. Okay, I think you've got the hang of it now. Now let's do the front snap on each leg 10 times. We're just going to go one right after the other. So I'm going to start with my left leg. Ready? You'll notice that the height of the front snap can vary. As a fast kick, it's particularly effective if you hit someone in the shin with it. You could also kind of use this force. It's a forward force, but it could also be a sort of downwards force, in which case you could hit someone's heel, you can hit someone's knee and make it buckle, you could even hit somebody in the groin. I don't recommend personally doing super high kicks, though it is possible, just because you notice how slow that is? It takes away the entire purpose of the front snap. With Krav Maga, you really don't have to be flexible. The idea is that you just have to know how to use this powerful tool that is your body. Because if you hit somebody in the shin like this, they're going to fall over. They're not going to come close to you. And it's going to be so much more effective than hitting them in the face, with your foot at least. You can't always punch them. So, if the front snap kick, which we've already learned, is equivalent to the jab, what, you may ask, is equivalent to the cross, the super powerful hit? Well, that's just the back leg kick. So I'm standing once again with my left leg in front, in the front stance, and in this case, I kick with my right. This is what it looks like. Several notes before we get into the actual kick. First of all, you'll notice my hands stay up here the whole time. Some people like to bring their hands down as they kick. Some people like to put them out to the side. You really don't need a counterbalance if you do the kick correctly. And if you keep your hands up here, you can block more easily from here, and you can just feel more stable. It's a good habit to get into. Secondly, you may notice that I'm transferring my weight onto my front foot. I'm not transferring my weight onto my front foot as a sort of first step. I'm transferring my weight onto my front foot as I'm lifting the back foot. So as I'm lifting the back heel, I've already put most of my weight on my front foot. Then I bring my foot up in a knee, which we've learned before, extend and bend and down. I'm putting my foot down, back into the front stance where it belongs, from which you can really solidly do a block, you can punch, anything you want. You're impacting with the same part of the foot that you impacted with the front snap. In this case, maybe if you're hitting something that's at 90 degrees, you might impact with both the heel and kind of the ball of the foot, but most likely it's mostly going to be the ball of the foot. As with the snap, you can choose to kick high, but you really, really don't have to. This is an excellent kick for the groin. Taking out somebody by kicking them in the groin is really effective against both a male and a female attacker. Nobody's going to want to come close to you if you hurt them that way. And this is a really powerful kick to push someone back. If you really want to aim and hit someone's solar plexus, that's a really solid bone that will really shove somebody back. Or you can hit someone's knee, they're going to completely fall down, as opposed to just being kind of shoved by the front snap. You can hit somebody anywhere, like their thigh, and so on. This is a pretty powerful kick. So, we're going to practice doing it. So you bring your knee up, straighten, knee, down. Let's do it as a solid motion. And try to aim at different heights, just so you're comfortable with hitting and aiming in various ways. Okay, let's switch legs now. Now the right leg is in front, so we're going to be doing the kick with our back leg. Try not to teeter-totter too much. For that, you really want to make sure that you have a solid front stance and that your front foot is really set down properly. So you could do a front snap to set it down and then continue doing the back kick. All right, let's practice. I'm going back to the original front stance with my left leg in front, and we're just going to do 10. I especially recommend that you try them with a friend or a partner at home. So really see if you can use like a pillow, for example, or a kick shield if you have one, or even maybe just like a rolled up yoga mat, and just try to kick something, because once you register the weight of this kick, your understanding of it will completely change. When I teach people on campus with this kick, I like to hold up a kick shield and then have them kick once. And they could usually push a person across the room if they don't know how to take this hit. Now, in fact, if you are going to take this hit from somebody else, make sure that you are in the most solid possible stance. Like, your knees have to be bent, you have to be low down, you have to be ready, you have to be resisting with your arms too, and push back against them. That is the only way you won't be flipped backwards. It's a really powerful kick. The front snap, if you're going to be holding a kick pad for someone, try to position it lower. I would say from your knee down to the ground, or maybe just like a little bit higher than that. And expect a quick kick, so be ready before they kick. Whereas with the back kick, you have a little bit more time to prepare. If someone attacks you with a back kick, they might be aiming for your rib cage, for example. Well, you know, we've happened to learn a very good defense against this right here and right here. So don't forget, everything that we've learned, it all applies. Those kicks are a good leg workout. Now it's time to work out the arms. And we're going to be doing that by learning some elbows. So, elbows are very interesting. Unlike punches, which you have some reach with, elbows you really don't have a lot of reach. They are for extreme close contact. This is in the middle of a fight. This will not start a fight. This will not start a defensive maneuver unless they are right in your face. So in many ways, they're actually the opposite of kicks because kicks are, without a weapon, as far away as you can get from your attacker other than, out of the way. So with an elbow, many of the same principles from punches apply. You want to start in the front stance. So I'm going to start with my left leg in front because I'm going to be elbowing first with my right. And you're also going to be pivoting. So the first elbow we're going to learn is this one, which is just a regular front elbow. And you'll notice that I pivot in the same way that I pivot when I do a cross. So I'm putting my weight on my back foot. All the weight is being transferred onto my toe, the ball of my foot, and I'm lifting my heel up and allowing that to let me turn so that I rotate all the way, and then I set my heel down again. Once again, your hands are here so they could go into a block, into a punch, into an elbow, and so on. The actual elbow, for the first elbow that we're going to be learning, you impact right here. Do not impact with your actual elbow bone. This will hurt a lot, and it's really not going to be effective. Whereas here, you'll notice there's a part right before your elbow and right after your elbow for some future elbows where it doesn't really hurt if you impact it. It's much less sensitive. You just have a lot less nerves here, but it's still pretty hard because the bone is kind of close to the skin, so you could do a lot of damage here. So with the first elbow, you're going to put your hand in a regular, fist, same as for a punch. My thumb is kind of by my armpit. My wrist is straight. Your wrist here has to be very straight, as with the punches. And my elbow is exactly out. It's parallel to the floor. Don't want to see any of this, don't want to see any of this, parallel. And it stays that way the whole time because I'm not actually moving my elbow like this. It's all the pivot. I'm just basically rotating. So if your elbow's starting here and you just want to do the regular front elbow, it goes like this. I'm going to put my hand here to show impact. Okay? If you want some extra force, you can kind of start it a little bit back, in which case my elbow's a little bit open, and then I do actually move my elbow before pivoting, but past here, past facing forward, you're really not moving your elbow or your shoulder at all. It's all your foot and your hips, which move because of your foot. So this is how you impact. Back. Let's do it on the other side. So my left elbow is up. My right thumb is kind of by my armpit. I can start it a little bit back, but really once I'm past this point, elbow doesn't move. It's just me pivoting. Elbow is parallel to the floor the entire time. I'm impacting right here. It really uses a lot of the heel and a lot of pivoting on the ball of the foot. And here. That's the end of the first elbow. My stance here so far has aligned with the back foot being the same as the hand that is elbowing. However, this doesn't need to be the case. You can, so right now my right leg is in front and this is my right arm. You can actually elbow like this. You'll just notice that you have a lot less rotational power because you can't really go past here. But if it's necessary, if that's the stance that you're in and you need to attack someone on what appears on their left side, if they're facing you, then you can elbow them this way just to give them a quick hit in the chin, for example. But compare that to this, you just have a lot more leverage there. So with the left leg in front, this is kind of what that looks like as compared to with the right leg in front. This, you get the picture. With the elbow, with this elbow specifically, you can aim for the chin, you can aim for the mouth, you can aim for the nose, the eyes, the neck. I think the face is generally a good place to aim because for a lot of elbows, it's around eye level that you're going to be impacting. Because like for this one, for example, if you start to aim downwards without changing your stance and changing the way that you are hitting, it's really not going to be very effective and you're going to lose power on your trajectory change. So really do try to impact and keep it whatever's in line. You can aim a little bit up, just, to hit a more sensitive part. Know that if you hit someone in the nose or the eyes or the mouth, they are not going to be expecting it and they're going to be completely useless for a bit of time. You've been probably hit in the nose with a volleyball before. If you have a bloody nose, you're not thinking about anything else, even if you were previously attacking somebody. If you can't see, same idea. If your mouth is bleeding, same idea. Know that the jaw, especially back here, is pretty hard. You don't want to hit that because you're just going to hit yourself. But by the tip of the jaw, sort of, at certain points that are kind of closer to the teeth, an elbow can be effective. One more type of elbow is the downwards diagonal elbow, which I mentioned earlier. So it's similar to this one, except you actually start up here. And you start with your back heel. So again, I'm in a front stance with my left leg in front right now because this is my right arm. My back heel is elevated. So I'm kind of on my tippy toes on this half of my body. And then I'm going to bring this elbow, again, really I'm pivoting my whole body. I'm not moving anything over here. I'm bringing it down. Once again, impacting right here. So I'm going to slap my hand like this. So from here, once I've impacted, I can rotate to go into this position once again, just like the standard front stance. Or if I want to do multiple, I go down and then I use this momentum to keep rotating up and impacting. Some people like to rotate like this on the impact because they're used to this rotation. You don't want that to happen. You want your wrist to stay straight. So really make sure that this is just one plane and you're moving along it when you're actually doing the elbow and not bringing the elbow back up. So it looks like this. You can audibly hear this impact because it's an extremely powerful elbow. Not only do you have force of an impact on your side, you're also moving with gravity this time, and you're lifting up, and then when your elbow goes down, you actually bring your body down with it. Or more like, you bring your elbow down with your body, because that's really the thing that's moving here. My torso is rotating, and I'm kind of pivoting on my back heel. So let's try this on the other side. Elbow would be here for a normal front elbow, but we're going to do the downwards diagonal one. So we're going to go here. Nice. Let's do 10 elbows on the right, just the regular, front elbows, and then 10 on the left. And let's switch. Now let's do downward diagonal. Nice. The ladder elbow is going to be really useful on a self-defense that we will be learning hopefully soon. That was some great work. So stay hydrated and stay safe in every way.